January was a good month for gaming, but I thought some of the ones that came out would make more of an impact than they actually made. Dynasty Warriors was one of them, but we move on. Next up is February, and this month has one of the biggest games that I'm really excited for. I have compiled a list of 8 games that I think might be the biggest hit of the month. So without further ado, let's dive right in. At number 8, we have Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Many people have been eyeing this game for months now, and it's finally here. This massive action RPG expands on its predecessor with an even larger map and even more things to do. The best part that people are really excited for is that the complexity of the combat that was really difficult to learn in the first game have been refined a lot, and they made it so newer people could also get the hang of it pretty quickly. Basically, they lowered the skill floor. As for the story, it takes place right from where the first Kingdom Come game ended. Henry, the son of the blacksmith, and his allies will fight the Holy Roman Emperor Sigismund, I hope I'm saying that right, to end the civil war that's been going on in the Kingdom of Bohemia. There are also a lot of new things added, like the new weapon types, and also the mechanic to intimidate enemies to get your way and many other things. Apart from that, it's an ARPG, which basically means you will get your weapons, loots, kill and upgrade your items, get new skills and all that good stuff. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is coming out on February 4th for PC, Xbox and PlayStation. At number 7, we have Sid Meier's Civilization 7. It's the latest installment in the series. I mean, it has reached its 7th iteration, so it has to be a popular one. At this point, people who like Civ games will enjoy the new one no matter the changes, which this game has quite a lot. Also, people who hate Civ games will not come to like this one as well because most of the core gameplay is the same. It's the same Civ game with city building, conquering and trading, but with some interesting changes. For one, there are 3 eras, the ancient, the mid and the modern era, and there are leaders with each of those time periods. And those leaders are not tied to their civilization, which is pretty cool. From what I understand, you can make someone from an Asian country the leader of an African country or something similar. Aside from that, there are some minor changes as well, like the option to travel the waters, which gives you more trade options. If you like Civ games, this one will be a great one as well. It's coming out on February 11 on all major platforms including PS4, Switch, Xbox One, macOS and Linux. At number 6, we have Avowed, a new fantasy RPG. It's a semi-open world game, which is nice because the studio is known for making smaller, more detailed games as opposed to those large-scale, giant map-sized games. It can be played from both first-person and third-person perspective. Set in the fantasy world, you play as Envoy, tasked with investigating the mysterious plague known as the Dream Scourge. The legendary game studio Obsidian created a beautiful-looking world filled with fantasy monsters that you will have to beat in order to get rid of the plague. The unique mechanic of the game is the combat system. You can wield 2 different weapons, basically dual wield it to make any different combinations with it, like holding a sword with a staff or a spell book, granting you the ability to cast spells and also fight in melee range. It's coming out on February 18th for the Xbox Series X and S as well as on PC. At number 5, we have Like a Dragon Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii. Yeah, I know that's a lot of words for a game, but it's a new Like a Dragon game. More of a spin-off really, because you normally don't play as a pirate in the main Yakuza games. It's all sorts of silly and craziness packed in a game, which is the style of the Like a Dragon games. I never thought we needed a pirate Like a Dragon game until I saw this one. The studio tries out all sorts of different things with their games, and I love them for it. You play as Goro Majima, who somehow got stranded on Rich Island and has no memory of his past life. He decides to be a pirate and becomes the captain of a new crew and sets sail to plunder other ships and loot treasures while also trying to recover his lost memories. With real-time cannon combat, boarding of the enemy ships, plundering, fighting and wreaking havoc, this game will surely have you wasting many hours having great fun. This game allows the player to use both beat-em-up style of fighting, which is Majima's signature fast-paced fighting style, and also Sea Dog style fighting, where Majima can dual-wield swords to fight enemies. This game is coming out on February 21st for PlayStation 4, 5, Xbox One, Series X, and S, and also PC. At number 4, we have the remastered versions of the Tomb Raider 4 through 6. We all knew this was coming as the previous 3 titles were also remastered. The 3 titles are not numbered however. They are called Tomb Raiders The Last Revelation, Tomb Raider Chronicles, and Tomb Raider Angel of Darkness. The studio made the same changes as the previous 3 remasters, with improved graphics and modernizing the controls. They also introduced some of the cutout narrative scenes from the original trilogy, but these games were never really about the narrative experience anyway. People who have played the original Tomb Raider games when they came out would know what I'm talking about. Aside from that, you will have the option to toggle between the original models and graphics and the newer remastered graphics at any point of time. It's coming out on February 14 for PC, PlayStation 4 and 5, Switch and Xbox. At number 3, we have Big Helmet Heroes. It's a 3D action beat 'em up style game which looks fun to play. What's unique about this game is that it has a local co-op mode. You can chill out with your friend and have great time. So you can play to slay enemy zombies, mummies and all sorts of different types of foes. There are also 4 different character types you can choose from. The warrior, which is typical sword and shield guy with balanced stats. The brute, who will be the real powerhouse of the team, wielding slow-paced, two-handed weapons. The rogue is the fast-paced, low-health hero who wields 2 daggers. And the monk, the wizard or the sorcerer of the team who wields a staff to perform magic. Looking at their trailer, it seems like they focus so much on the visuals and the narrative side of the game. It looks really good and artistic. It looks cozy, it looks chill, and with friends, this game might be something people could waste a few hours in. It's coming out on February 6th for the PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC. At number 2, we have Midnight Murder Club. The premise of this game sounds really interesting. It's an online PvP first-person shooter game where you and other players are sent into a mansion which is completely dark. You will only have a gun and a flashlight to navigate around the said mansion and kill off the enemy team. The whole game is set to play around deception, but I am not completely sure how that is implemented in the game. There are traps and there is a mask whose function I'm not sure about, but as the full game is completely dark, you will have to wander around in silence and spot the enemy before they spot you. Turning your flashlight will make it easier to see around, but also makes it easier for the enemy team to spot you and kill you easily. Remember, if you can see them, they can see you. They also might just wait and hide in a dark corner, and right when you flash your light, they might assassinate you. Also, there is proximity chat, so the enemy team might just find you without flashing lights if you are too loud. The game does sound interesting, but I don't know whether it will stick because of the highly competitive market of the PvP FPS games. It's coming out on February for PC and PlayStation, and will also have crossplay enabled. And finally, at number 1, we have Monster Hunter Wilds. This is one of the most hyped up games of the year, and rightly so. They have released demos before where people got to play and fight the first monster. The graphics looks good, the gameplay looks smooth and awesome, and the monsters look tough. I mean, it's a Monster Hunter game. Although no new weapon types have been added from the previous Monster Hunter game, the mechanics of some of the weapons have been changed so that some of them don't feel quite as weak as the last one. This game also features seamless co-op features, letting hundreds of players exist in a single world, making it more accessible for your friends to join up. In Monster Hunter Wilds, players take the role of a custom hunter who travels to the Forbidden Lands, an unpopulated landmass filled with monsters, in order to locate a missing expedition party. With the exceptionally high wishlist numbers on Steam, we can see why this game is making waves in the industry even before its release, and I'm really excited to be able to finally play this game next month. Speaking of which, this game is coming out on February 28 for PC, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series X and S. So these were 8 of the best games that I'm waiting to play in February. Hopefully none of them disappoint, but only time will tell. Do you agree with this list? Let me know in the comments down below. If you feel like I missed a few games, let me know as well. Hit the like and subscribe button if you enjoyed the video. Also, if you have the specs and want to play the best looking games out there, check out this video to know what those games are. See you in the next one.